Joined in studio now by my good friend Walter Luce. Walter is the CEO of Landstar Development Group Incorporated. Their stock symbol is LSDC. Walter, always great to see you on the program.
Good to see you again too, Don.
Now, it's been a few weeks since we last had you on. Why don't you tell us again what the company does?
We specialize in senior housing at this stage and assisted living. We feel that that's where the demographic is heading. There's 73 million baby boomers. 75% of them are going to be retiring over the next 5 years, and we're preparing ourselves for that market now.
Well, I think the number is insane, like 10,000 are reach retirement age every day.
That's correct.
That's great. Now, you just closed, and you showed us pictures the last time you were on, something like 114 parcel development right next to a golf course. That was kind of nice.
Yeah, the golf course is on schedule to open in January. We've closed on it. We own it. It's near shovel ready, and we're excited about it. It's one of the few projects that we're dealing with presently, but it's ready to go.
Now, of course, we're talking about property in Southern California, which is obviously very rare in many cases and quite expensive. But let's talk about the development that you have planned for this particular area.
We have 161 acres that we've had under contract for quite some time. We're having a few issues with annexation and entitlements, but we're moving forward. It's a pretty big undertaking. We've got some assisted living. The first phase is 400 units, and we're going to do, well, I should say there's 3 phases. We're going to do 130 units in the first phase. The last phase includes a memory center. We've got some affordable, what we call affordable senior housing. The average income of a retiree today is only, their net worth is only about $250,000. Okay. So what we're doing is putting gated security into these communities. Also, they have their option, 1-car garage, 2-car garage. And the first phase of it will be some senior housing, affordable senior housing, along with the first phase of assisted living.
No, so it kind of gives people like a dual option. They're in a secure area that they can feel good about. Their families can feel good about it. They can decide what level of control over their lives they want to have, whether it's assisted or just basically on their own within one of these units, correct?
Absolutely. They can have their independence as long as they want. And then they could move into the assisted living. And then, God forbid, if they had to have a memory center, it's there as well. So it's all in one package, beautiful views, good services, lots of recreation. And it is the wave of the future right now.
Now, of course, your background is involved in being a general contractor and a developer. This company is still looking for more opportunities, more properties. I mean, you're making offers all the time.
Absolutely. We're getting calls all the time. And if someone out there, one of your viewers, has some property that they think is conducive to this type of housing, please give us a call. I mean, we are preparing ourselves for this flood. There's a lot of money coming back into the real estate business. It's finally stabilizing, and we're looking for opportunities. And not deals so much as opportunities. We take opportunities and really move forward with them quickly.
Well, we saw a landslide election result here a couple of weeks ago. The GOP has basically taken over the Congress and the House, the House and the Senate, I should mention. And the stock market has responded quite nicely. S&P's at record levels, Dow's at record levels. It seems like things are moving in the right direction for you.
Yeah, it's making money more available, but still we have to look at each individual project. We make them stand on their own. They've got to pencil. And senior housing and assisted living does pencil. And the political climate really helps that when we go to borrow X dollars to put the vertical or the horizontal and then the vertical. So it's definitely helped, and it's on the upswing.
Well, now, I would assume that when you get to the point where you've begun developing, you've got this 114 lot parcel that we talked about. Do you start doing pre-sales? Is that a way to generate financing opportunities when you can show a lender or a bank, well, listen, we've got, of this 114 lots, we've got 50 of them already pre-sold. Is that how that works?
Well, it can work that way, and it certainly helps when you go to lending is pretty tight. But we find that the project themselves, we have usually bought these projects for 30 or 40 cents on the dollar. Okay. So we're going into them with some pretty good equity. And when we put our model center in, we try to test the market then. If we pre-sell too many, we may be underselling the market, overselling the market. But it depends on which property, which location, which type of housing we're offering.
And as you said, this is a demographic that's just dramatically and rapidly expanding on a daily basis. I mean, in a few years, a significant percentage of our population is going to be above the age of 65. So you don't anticipate any shortage of customers, as it were.
No, in fact, there's not enough supply now, especially in the assisted living market. There's not enough, supply is just not there. Now, the senior housing portion, the seniors have been sitting tight for the last several years because of the economic conditions.
Right.
But now they're looking, they're getting out, they're getting the values back in what they're selling, so they're looking to move into smaller housing with recreation so that they can travel and enjoy. 65 is not old anymore.
No,
so
not at all.
It's we're not worried about that at all.
Landstar Development Group Incorporated, LSDC is their stock symbol. Walter, as always, a pleasure to have you in the program.
Well, thank you, Don.